Andrew Wyeth, realist by classification, abstractionist by concept.
You're right, Anton. Andrew Wyeth he was classified as a realist, but he considered himself as an abstractionist.
Yeah. He once said, "My people, my objects breathe in a different way. There's another core, an excitement that's definitely abstract. My God, when you really begin to peer into something, a simple object, and realize the profound meaning of that thing, if you have an emotion about it, there's no end."
Yeah, and Mr. Wyeth was actually famous for a lot of works, but his most famous was Christina's World. He painted a lot of nude women, and
He was very interested in nude women.
Yeah, and so Christina's World switched it up a little, and it actually depicts a woman lying on the ground in a farm, a desolate area in Maine.
This woman, as far as we know, was his neighbor, diagnosed with polio.
Yeah, and so at the time when the painting was made in 1948, there's really not too much you could do for polio, and so he saw this woman and he kind of got inspired because he saw her crawling across a field when he was watching.
Which is what polio does.
Yeah,
muscular deterioration paralyzes her lower body.
Yeah, and so she was struggling, and also I think one thing that could have inspired him to create this is he was actually tutored at home because of his own health, which definitely influenced him to paint his neighbor struggling from her own disease, and because of him being homeschooled and being sick, he was sheltered as a kid, which made him really obsessive and focused on anything he did.
It's really interesting to me how he depicts such a simple composition, yet conceptually he wants so much to be seen through it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what definitely helped him to accomplish this is he comes from a family of illustrators, and he was obviously involved and always around this art, and so he was definitely influenced, but
unlike his dad though, who was an illustrator, Wyeth, though, he painted in a more spare and limited color range. His paintings were a bit drier.
Yeah.
Alright, so this painting is tempera, painted on gessoed canvas. It's 32 by 1/4 inch by 47 3/4 inches. Right now it's in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City.
Yeah, and saw it this weekend, actually.
Quite marvelous when you look at it.
Definitely. So, Christina Olsen, who was the inspiration again, she actually wasn't the model for this painting.
You're right.
He used his own wife, Betsy, who actually posed for all of the torso of the painting.
And his wife is the one who introduced him to Christina.
So wives do come in handy. But this house is depicted in the painting as the Olsen house, and it's actually located in Cushing, Maine. It's been open to the public, and it's actually been restored since to match the appearance in the painting because it's gotten so much fame. And it's not actually naturally rendered. Wyeth separated the house from its barn and actually changed all the layout of the land to his liking to get the amount of drama and space that he wanted.
What's interesting is Arthur C. Clarke made reference to Wyeth's Christina's World in his novel 2001, A Space Odyssey. He was also referenced in the 1996 Romeo and Juliet, when Romeo is informed by Balthazar that Juliet is dead. He falls into the golden grass on the ground before a setting sun and screams, "Then I defy you, stars." The camera pauses above and behind him so that he and the trailers on the hill appear exactly in position as the classic painting.
So yeah, he's definitely been referenced many times, and it's got this kind of iconic scene and also meaning. Even though this woman is limited in moving because of her disease, spiritually she can move anywhere she wants, and so
that's what he's trying to convey through the painting in the open field.
And so actually another film used this painting to kind of portray the actual vibe of the movie, and so they made this connection, this painting in this movie, and in the movie Oblivion, the painting survived through an apocalyptic war against extraterrestrial aliens, and it's actually admired by one of the characters, played by Tom Cruise. And so it's definitely got many connections, and I guess you can say it hits home with a lot of people because it relates with disabilities, whether they be physical or not, but actually getting past them and seeing the light through opportunity, I guess you can say.
Definitely once you feel like you can accomplish anything, even a woman with polio that's paralyzed from the waist down. So Derek, Andrew Wyeth was a prominent 20th century American painter.
Yeah, overall he made quite an impression.